Turnarounds with me, Daniel Smith. Today I'm going to give you 12 items to help you with bars 11 and 12 and what we call the turnarounds in blues, jazz and boogie woogie. I'm going to duck out of camera shot and crack straight on with today's session. Blues turnarounds. Item number 1 of 12 is looking purely at bar 12 and looking purely at the left hand initially. I'm going to give you two possibilities for that left hand in bar 12. Okay, here's possibility or option number 1. Here's option number 2. Four beats. Very similar, but the first of the two I started on the higher G. On the second of the two I started on the lower of the two Gs. Now those two variations for the left hand in bar 12 will stand you in good stead, and you'll see we can use them throughout today's presentation. Now a right hand to put on top of that is this. It's a great chord. Now here's a G, G, B and D, and I've just moved the G down to the 7th and I've moved the D up to the augmented. I've augmented it to a E flat. Putting that into context with these two left hands I've done so far, I'm going to play a C on beat 1 of bar 12 in both examples, and then put this G 7th augmented 5th into the mix. Here's the two examples then. 2, 3, 4. I'll do that again. Or and don't be confused by the fact that the left hand was playing a G whilst the right hand was playing a C chord. That was simply a C second inversion on beat 1 of bar 12. Right, working back from bar 12, item number 2 of 12 today, I'm going to look at bars 11 and 12 and give you two options. Here is option number 1. That was simply C for 2 beats, F for 2 beats, C for 2 beats, G for 2 beats. Bars 11 and 12. Notice the use of that G with the 7th and the augmented 5th again in that turnaround. I'll play that again. Another option is simply to play C for a whole bar and then G for a whole bar in bars 11 and 12. I'm going to put that into context here, coming down from bars 9 and 10, G and F, 2, 3, 4. And again you'll notice that G augmented with the 7th I played there in that turnaround. Okay, item number 3 of 12. I'm going to look what I call two classic left hands. Items 3 and 4 are going to look at two classic left hands, and here is classic left hand number 1, and I'm going to look at bar 11 only. Bar 11. I'm going to play that again and then play beat 1 of bar 12. Item number 4 today is this classic left hand number 2. I said I was going to give you two left hands. This time we start off low. So here we go, isolating bar 11 only. 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. And of course you have just seen I've played that G, and that G is our friend. Remember that G second inversion that I mentioned previously. So that's two classic left hands, items 3 and 4. Items 5 and 6 are classic right hands to go with those two left hands. Again, looking purely at bar 11, here's right hand number 1 of these two I'm going to give you. I'll put it together with the left hand straight away to give you the context. Now, isolating that right hand. Now that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, I was playing syncopated and I was playing 2 chords each time. But just look. So I've played C for 2 beats. And then if I take it on to play beat 1 of bar 12, we would have this. Putting it in context. And then we're starting to integrate and looking at item number 1 of today. Remember that bar 12. However, that's for you to investigate. Looking at item number 6 of today is right hand number 2. Now, right hand number 2 goes with this left hand here. So we're starting quite low. In the lead up to that, in bars 9 and 10, coming down from the G, we would be coming down quite low. We'd be at that G there instead of this G here in bar 9. Bar 9, bar 10, bar 11, and that's bar 12. However, I'm isolating the right hand here, and the right hand in bar 11 is simply C, C, F, and that's a C diminished in context. I'm going to give you beat 1 of bar 12, hands together. And items 3, 4, 5 and 6 in summary therefore have just given you some classic left hands and classic right hands for especially bar 11 of the turnaround. Moving on to item number 7. Item number 7 looks purely at bar 12 and purely at 1 chord. There it is, it's an A flat 7th. Now I'm going to give you some nitty-gritty details and notes here. Play an A flat. Play an A flat chord. The top 2 A flats, I beg your pardon, the top and the bottom A flat, drop them down to the dominant 7th, but hold the middle notes. You get that wonderful resonant sound. To recap the notes, F sharp, C, E flat, F sharp. And there's another chord I'm going to give you. All I've done there is use the same technique. Here's a G chord. Just drop that bottom and top G to the dominant 7th. Put it all together. Right, so that's the details in terms of the mechanics you need in the actual notes. What's the context? Here we go. Coming down from bar 9, so you could use that with any of the combinations I've given you so far. Here's another classic combination. A wonderful chord, that A flat in bar 12. Items number 8, 9, 10 and 11 are jazz turnarounds. Now in my intro I played a couple of turnarounds. One of them was a jazz turnaround. Now to keep things simple, in the left hand I want you just to play. So we're going to have things like which is what I played in my intro piece, for example. Item number 8 then specifically is this. 2 beats each, C, E flat, and bar 12 was D, G. And again, when you play that G, always play that 7th and the augmented 5th. Item number 9. There's that one I played in the introduction. C, E flat 7th, D 7th, C sharp 7th. Item number 10. C, A, D, G, 2 beats each. And of course you can mix and match these variations a little bit as well, and you can also mix and match the octave that you're playing in. For example, for item number 10. Item number 11 though, this is the last of those 4 jazz chords I'm suggesting today. C, A flat, G. There's that A flat again. 2, 3, 4. Now all of those jazz chords just add a little bit of sophistication into the piece. So I'm going to put it in context here. They really give, I find, a piece a boost. You can use that with blues, jazz or boogie woogie. I'm going to wrap up today, folks, with item number 12 of 12. We've covered a huge amount of material here and options and variations, all of which you can integrate and multiply the options you've got to write, to compose and to play. Item number 12 is simply this. You can use this over everything I've gone through with you today, and that's to simply improvise throughout the whole turnaround, throughout bars 11 and 12. Improvise on the blues scale on any of the options I've given you today. Here's a couple of examples. To a different presentation, because that's the presentation on endings I've just given you a sneak preview of. So item number 12 though, to recap, was improvise on the blues scale over whatever you're playing in the left hand in bars 11 and 12. I'm going to love you and leave you. See you again soon.